Okay, today we're gonna give it a quick spin to the media. And to the media, I don't mean parrots on TV, I mean media that we own, or we used to own, and if you own the newer media, you don't own it anymore, which, that's, technology has advanced, and not necessarily in the best way possible, because of reasons I'm gonna show you right here. Yes, this is way before streaming services that you are forced to pay monthly for things that you are supposed to own after you pay, but now we rent everything and we are not in control of anything anymore. And yes, these are items and devices and gadgets relative early 2000s, I would say, around that. This is how we had our Play Store, our Netflix, our Spotify, our CarPlay, YouTube, HBO, and torrents played on any of these devices, listened with regular speakers, or any of these headphones. Yes, these are actually Bluetooth headphones that could be played from this or this device right here. Now, why am I showing you all this? It is mostly, well, for some of us as nostalgia, but for the younger people that are kind of coming to this world in, I would say, in my honest opinion, a very unfortunate time that they own absolutely nothing. And I understand it's beautiful to have a Netflix, a Spotify, Apple Music, and yeah, except for in tunnels, in rainy days, in stormy days, in areas that you don't have network, in times you don't pay your phone bill, in times that you're traveling abroad, times that lights go out and your router doesn't work and you don't have Wi-Fi, and well, it only works in reality in perfect conditions. So, if your Wi-Fi is strong enough, or you have unlimited internet on your phone, and you have a newer phone, and you pay monthly without missing a heartbeat, yes, you have all that. If those three criterias are not met, that means you own none of it. You don't have movies, you don't have tutorial videos, you don't have nothing, absolutely nothing. You have a beautiful paperweight called either Apple or Samsung or Redmi or whatnot. These items you see right here, let me start with the music. I just took some bad examples, or brutal examples. These CDs I bought back in the day, I still own them to this day. I don't care if lights go out, if internet goes out, I can stab it right in this Sony Walkman. I can put it right on my Samsung Blu-ray 3D player. Yes, it plays audio too. I can slap it straight in my car audio CD player, and it still works. Yes. Best of Christmas, Christmas Extraordinaire, Skipping Christmas, Mamma Mia, all this music. Yes, I have more than this, but this is an example. I own this. Now, what I do not own on this is the rights to resell, reproduce, or modify. Obviously, the creator or the studio owns those rights, and rightfully so, because they spend the money, the time, and all that good stuff to come up with this Mozart album that you see, for example, right here. It's a collection of Mozart's best music, and I'm a big fan of Mozart, big fan of Bach. I have all of them. Now, to move to the movies. Now this one, before you comment below and say that, well, but when you watch a movie, you don't really need it anymore. How many movies are disappearing from the beautiful streaming stores? How many of them? Thousands. Thousands of movies are disappearing because there's no need, there's no demand, and sometimes controversial because, of course, God forbid, you have a liking to a movie. Even though you don't understand it's controversial, somebody saw it as such and can't watch it no more. But in my case, for example, I have my own Netflix that I own. Gamer. Really beautiful movie, not really old, but I just like to buy the physical copy of it, so I own it. I, myself, own this beautiful movie with Gerard Butler. Really beautiful. Thor, Harry Potter, Game of Thrones. Yes, the whole series, in case you don't understand how this works. It's the entire shebang of Game of Thrones right here. As you see, boom, all the CDs. Now, there's other versions. This is my version. I have Game of Thrones. I have Lord of the Rings, original copy of the movie. Both of them. As you see right here, the entire shebang. Kill Bill Volume 2, I have Volume 1 somewhere. Good Shepherd. Scoop, John Wayne, the fighting Kentuckian. Minority Report, where do you even see this one anymore? Seriously, it's hard to find it anymore. Well, look what I have here, except for the 2 discs or DVDs that contain Minority Report with bonus features on the extra disc. Look what I have here, original with it. And by the way, look what the CD cover says. Blockbuster, or the plastic cover. Here's the Blockbuster weekly rental. Yes, then I ended up buying it because I just wanted this piece of paper. Tell me, how many movies do you own from Netflix again? How many of them you have physical copies that nobody can take from you? It doesn't matter if the internet disappears from the world, from the entire planet tomorrow. How many of those movies or songs or whatever you have your playlist, how many of them will you have later? Absolutely zero. Without internet. And there's more and more and more, and what women want, just not what you think. It's actually a very good movie. Not what you think. Mel Gibson and Helen Hunt, can't go wrong with any of that. Phantom of the Opera, I don't know if you ever watched it. If you didn't, I highly suggest it. For example, Kingdom of Heaven. And of course, you have to have Scarface. I mean, come on. You don't have a copy of Scarface? A hard copy of Scarface with the literature, the original that's sold with. Yeah, that's my collection of movies. This is just a portion of them, actually. If I'm being truthful, I would say I have maybe another right there. I can see it. I'm not going to twist the camera. Probably I would say I have around 300 DVDs, all original. Original, not pulled off. Original. Just because I want to have them. I want to pass them as, maybe, I don't know, to my children and grandchildren as inheritance. Why not, right? They can have them. Now, software. We're all used to downloading and having a website and all that. Besides copies that I have on other CDs, of course I do copies on CDs and DVDs of software. That's how we used to buy software. And games. Yes, this is one of the games. PlayStation 3, for example. I have PC games and all that on discs. These are all original how they were bought back then. As you see, if I open this really quick, yes, that's the actual Office for Mac with the literature right here, the guide and all that. And it is all mine. And here's, for example, employee policy manual. These are just blank manuals, contractor forms. So I don't need internet if I need to write one and print it and give it to someone. I have it right here, for example. Every landlord's legal guide. Why not have these things, basic stuff, in real DVD or CD? Nobody will take this from me. This is mine. I don't care if their server goes underwater tomorrow, goes belly up tomorrow. These are mine. I don't care if their services work anymore. And now let's move to the CarPlay. Yes, CarPlay used to be either connect one of these devices with a jack or the audio jack here on the bottom to your car if it had one. Otherwise, probably your daddy, your brother, whoever is older than you, if you are born after the 2000s, will remember one of these that we had them right over our head. So you could select the CD. If you didn't want to buy the CD charger and changer to put on the back of the car, you had one of these in your visor, and it was full of songs. Let's see what's here. Mix in the mix. Whatever it meant at the time, it's mix in the mix. Dirty songs. I was very creative. MP3 DVD. I mean, come on. How can you do that? No format CD audio files test. That means that I threw data CD on there because, yes, the Pioneer at the time that was mounted in my car could read data CD that I could put songs, whether they are WMA, MP3, WAV, whatever they are, the car would play them. Now, let's move to the next one. Instead of YouTube, let's say you want to get workout videos. How to work out, to have your personal trainer. Instead of buying subscriptions, we actually used to buy the whole packages, and we were done with them, and I still have them to this day. Yes, these are just because you see a man here and a woman here, they're not necessarily split into for men and for women, even though, yeah, there are training parts that apply mostly to men if it's heavy lifting and all that. Guess what's inside here? Workout DVDs. We're talking about the whole thing. Triometrics, agility, whatever those things are, X3 yoga, plates, challenge, incinerator, the warrior, MMX, dynamics, isometrics, accelerator. I mean, I own now these copies, shoulders and arms, legs and back, yoga again for some reason. And we have the ones for the women's side. As you see, diet, exercise, and overall fitness. Jillian Michaels, no more trouble zones. And Jillian again, 30-day get shred. I mean, I own them. The DVD, not her. As you see, with the literature, original, as they came out of the studios. I don't need internet for them. I don't need anything for them. I just have them. Let's say documentaries. Yes, documentaries used to be a real thing. Not only on HBO, but they were actually like this. Yes, this one looks thick. You might think it's a VHS. It is not a VHS. It's DVDs inside from BBC. Not that BBC. We're talking about the British BBC, the TV. You know, get your head out of the gutter. Anyway, let me get these out just to show you what a documentary in real life would look like that you actually own. As you see right here, boom. These are all sets of DVDs, as you see, Planet Earth, 1, 2, 3, and all that good stuff. Really, really beautiful and fabulous, and you are the owner of the whole set. Let's say sometimes there's a rainy day. Your ISP no longer has internet that day, and your internet is not working. Well, why not go back and watch something boring? I know we are creatures of comfort. We get used with things. Ever since the TV came out, we got hooked on the TV. But to keep yourself sane, sometimes, including me, I need something on the TV. Terrestrial channels are gone. We used to love that. Gone. Terrestrial movies, poof, gone. Let's say even if they don't work. Now I have DVDs. Close Encounters of the Third Kind. And it says we are not alone, and I dare you say otherwise. As you see, for example, inside this pack, I have this cute collection of alien stuff, I guess you would call it. The Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Yep, the whole shebang is right here. Now, how can you go wrong with owning all this media? I know you will say, but that's a lot of clutter. Clutter that you own multiple pairs of socks. How many socks a day do you wear? Don't you get bored with them? But sometimes you just want to keep them there and you switch through them. Well, your brain gets cluttered as well. Needs to be cleaned. Sometimes repetitive cleaning works as well through media. Unfortunately, we are in that day and age that, yes, we need media consumption. We do it, whether we like it or not. Now, instead of the torrents that would require internet, for example, and no, this one is not something I suggest you doing, absolutely not. It's, for example, owning movies in a different way just to have them offline. In this case, I copied these ones from the originals and put them on DVD so I can have it on a DVD, right? To have a second copy of the original movie. Patient Zero, God's Not Dead, Deep Blue Sea, The Devil's Doorway, Extinction Movie. As you see, these are my DVDs now. I own them. I can watch them at my own leisure. I can hand one or two to a friend, to a colleague to watch. And in my opinion, it has more value. Because I'm paying money, yes, I understand that, but I'm getting something in return that I can see. I can actually touch this one. If I want to eat it, I can eat it. Not suggested for human consumption. But if I wanted to, I can do it because it's mine. Here, what can I touch? Here, or here, or here, or here, or here, here, and here. None of them can be touched because they're virtual. Internet goes out in your home. Let's say your ISP goes belly up or the antenna falls down after a big rain. Well, you gotta count the sky stars because you have none of them on your device. Multiple movies in one pack. That's a real thing. Ask anybody. This is 10 movies in one pack. 10 movie action pack. And yes, these are the movies. This is not empty, by the way. That's how it is to protect the next one. And as you see, Bound by Honor, Chaos Factor, Target Alexa, Super Cop, which I actually like that movie. I don't know, maybe you don't like it, but I like it. Hidden Assassin, Mask of Death. I really love these movies. And yes, this is a 3D Blu-ray player, meaning that it can play kind of anything that you see here on the table. From the movies to the Blu-ray movies to the music, anything you see here can be played with this puppy right here. It doesn't have to be only video, it can play audio as well. Now let me close it because we don't really need much more than this. Boom. Besides that, we used to consume media because we did not have streaming services on our phones. Believe it or not, except the iPhone, that of course they started locking things down from this iPhone. That's who I blame for the lockdown of the media you pay for. All the rest of these, actually you loaded them with MP3 files and you could listen and watch and whatnot at any time you wanted, at any point you wanted. Yes, they look like nothing today compared to the technology we have right now, but in these puppies, you could load MP3s, you could load small videos, and yes, there was a way to actually convert and shrink down a full movie to an MP4 or 3GP file format. Most of the older ones, up until the iPhone, for example, the format would have been 3GP. You plug in a regular movie that's, let's say, a gigabyte. From a gigabyte, it will convert it to 3GP, and it will be good to go for your phone. Most of the older phones, like this one, or like this Nokia here, for example, this one would play a movie without a problem. Yes, this one is one of the cool Nokias, as you see right here. How you open it? You twist it on the side. Boom. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that something that we kind of lost? This beautiful design, this beautiful innovation. Yeah, all these phones actually work and can be loaded with whatever you want. And here's how we used to play the audio files, let's say. You had an audio CD, and let's assume that I want to play this one right here. Audio CD, put it in here, close the lid, play and whatnot. Put your headphones, let's say headphone jack is right here. Yes, it had direct power right here, 4.5 volts. Here's where your audio goes. Plug in your headphones, and the quality was actually really, really high. Now, the rest are kind of not really old per se in the meaning of that they were made back then. These ones are made actually a bit later. This one is a 32 gig media player with USB, audio recorder, know that. And yes, if you're wondering, these are my two actual audio players when I'm outside, let's say mowing the lawn or doing something that I just need something in my ear to not hear my own lawn. Well, these two are what I actually use. I have them both loaded with full of music, a lot of tracks. Let me put them closer and hit play all. And now I have an audio file playing on right here. Let me turn them off so I don't waste the battery. And that's how it used to actually work. And I own everything that's inside them. There's nothing that can take it. There's no cloud service that can take it away from me. And yes, this was an iPod or yeah, I guess you would call it iPod. It's not charged, of course. Just for the video, it's not charged. And this was probably my favorite. The Sony player. This one can play audio, video, photo, and whatnot. Probably one of the best of its kind on the market. And as you see, I have a lot of music files on it. But besides that, this one has a really beautiful audio quality. You just hit lock here to lock the buttons from being pressed. Low battery, of course, low battery. Here's your audio jack right on the bottom, and that's it. Life was actually beautiful. Life was very simple. It did not need a monthly subscription for convenience of somebody, not mine. Now, am I saying that subscription and streaming and online media and all that is wrong? Absolutely no. It's not wrong, and I am not saying any of that. What I'm saying is that these should still be an option in your mind, in your house. You should own at least a DVD player, music player, or if you want to go the route of having all in one, I highly suggest find yourself a PlayStation 3. PlayStation 3 will play all you see right here and more, including games, USB, and all that kind of stuff on a PlayStation 3. So if you don't want to go with a regular this and that, get a PlayStation 3, and besides physical media, in PlayStation 3 you can download Netflix, you can download YouTube, you can have HBO, you can have all that stuff in one pack. That's why the video that I made before about the PlayStation 3 as a powerful multimedia center, I was not joking. I was actually including all of this that's possible to play on it. That's why I made that video, explaining to you what's possible with a PlayStation 3. And besides that, I think this kind of concludes this video. I hope you didn't get anything wrong out of it. I'm not bashing the streaming world. It's a beautiful place for its own, like everything else, on its own function. It is the best. But we cannot and should not disregard physical media. These are the only media that you own. Yes, I have streaming services in my name that are some of these here. I'm not going to point a finger, but my trust in them is zero. I only keep them just because sometimes probably I'll watch a movie a day or two before I can buy the physical media. That's all, if I'm not going to a cinema that I haven't been in years. So, yeah, this is why physical media matters, and physical media is yours. Nobody can take that from you. Well, unless it gets broken, stolen, burned, flooded, those are other stories. Besides that, this is all mine. And yes, I have a huge collection that I might make a video, show you kind of a tour of the studio. Maybe that day I will show you that stuff. And you tell me if I'm crazy or if I'm smart about it. Yes, I believe in physical media, and so should you. In any case, that was all I had for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoyed me rambling. And if you are too young to remember any of this in your real life, well, that's why we're here. We are here to show you what we had in our glory days. Well, that's it. Like and subscribe. Share this video with somebody that you think might need to see it, or like to see it, or get a kick out of it. And we'll see you next time. Bye, bye, bye.